You are now watching The Meech.
You guys, I cannot contain my excitement because Nintendo just dropped Nintendo Switch Sports Golf. After an over 7-month wait, it is finally here, and I gotta say, I'm just kidding. This isn't about Switch Sports, this isn't about golf, and it's not really about a specific game, because Nintendo just dropped the second trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Seeing the announcement yesterday was a bit of a surprise. I did not expect to get a second trailer so soon after the first one. And yeah, the second trailer, it did come about 2 months after we saw the initial teaser, but regardless, I'll take it. But with that being said, I wanted to discuss my thoughts on the Mario movie after getting a second trailer, what I thought of the second trailer, and overall, what this could mean for the Mario series, as well as any future games that we could get from this, because as exciting as it is to get a movie, it's even more exciting to think about some games that we can get that relate to the movie. So going into my initial impressions when it comes to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the thing is, I thought that the first teaser trailer did a lot right. Bowser is phenomenal. Jack Black did an outstanding job as Bowser, and I'm very excited to see him in the movie. And visually, the animation was stellar. With Illumination, they're not exactly known to have the best quality animation, because most of their movies that they do, movies like Sing and such, they don't focus so much on the animation as they do celebrity voice acting. But I'm happy to say that, even though there is a celebrity voice acting, the movie visually looks really good. It looks outstanding. And I would say that applies to most of the designs as well. But the problem is, Mario, at least with the first trailer, didn't feel like Mario. We didn't hear much of him, but Chris Pratt just sounded like Chris Pratt. And I have said this many times, but not having Charles Martinet as Mario is disrespectful. I don't understand why they felt the need to snub Charles Martinet out of the role that he's been doing for over 3 decades. And yeah, I get it's Hollywood, but everyone knows Mario. Everyone knows what he's supposed to sound like. And for him not to have his iconic voice, that's going to be off-putting. It doesn't matter if there's star power, no pun intended. It just, for one, it's disrespectful to Charles Martinet, and two, it just does not do any justice for the movie. Having Chris Pratt as Mario, if he's just doing his Chris Pratt voice, it adds nothing. It doesn't feel like Mario is Mario. But did this second trailer address that issue, and maybe things have changed? Getting into the second trailer, we got a lot of information about characters that'll be in the movie. We saw some of Bowser, more DK, although we didn't get to hear him talk. And of course, we got Peach in the movie, who has a very prominent role. We got to find out what Luigi's role would be, as well as seeing some more of the designs. So getting into what I thought about the second trailer, we'll start with the positives first, because there's a lot about this movie that I really like. As I stated before, animation looks beautiful, and I really love the fan service to the games. Of course you have things like Mario Kart, that was very cool to see, although it wasn't too surprising to see. They've referenced Mario Kart in many different things, and in fact, I think the first time that they referenced Mario Kart outside of, another spin-off or something was in Super Mario 3D World with Not Must Dash, and I thought it was so cool getting a Mario Kart themed thing in a mainline Mario game. But now it's still cool to see the reference, but not too surprising. But what is surprising is all of the references to Donkey Kong, which I'll definitely get into, but going on before that, the references to Yoshi's Island were cool. It was cool actually seeing Yoshi in the movie. I do wonder if Yoshi as a character will have a role in it, but it just seems for now it's going to be the species. But yet again, Toad has a prominent role, and there are other Toads in the movie. I also noticed that one of them was wearing a casino outfit, like a little bow tie, so I'm wondering, is that a reference to Super Mario 64 DS and New Super Mario Bros. Minigames? Because that would be cool if it was. But by far, with this trailer, the main focus of it was showcasing Peach's character. I've discussed on many occasions that one of the problems with Mario games is that they always go for the damsel in distress plotline for the mainline games, at least for the most part. You will have exceptions like Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Land 2, where in those games, you were just rescuing the Subcon in Super Mario Bros. 2, though that was a dream. And in Super Mario Land 2, you had to defeat Wario to gain Mario's castle back, and I thought that that was a really good idea. It was a really fresh take on the Mario story, and it was cool seeing Mario fight for something of his own, rather than rescuing something like Peach, or the Sprixies, or whatnot. So, with this movie, they completely ditched the damsel in distress plotline for Peach, and she is a main character, and for what I'm assuming is going on in the movie, she's going to help Mario and Toad rescue Luigi. Now, from the poster and what we're seeing in the trailer and such, it does seem like Luigi will be the damsel in distress, and honestly, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. And the reason why is because I love Luigi as a character. He's one of my favorite Mario characters, and I want to see him be a prominent part of the movie, and it would be so cool having him as one of the characters, like Mario, Mario, Peach, and Toad. Because it seems like those are the three prominent characters, and Luigi is one of them. If you remember the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, it was that cast of characters, and not having Luigi there, it is kind of concerning. They could do some cool stuff with the Luigi's Mansion element, because there were some references to that in the first trailer, and it does seem like Luigi might be doing some fighting on his own, but I really hope that he is not just delegated to the role of being the damsel in distress, and they have to rescue him. Because I really think that seeing Luigi in the spotlight would be really cool, and I think Charlie Day actually did a really good job as a voice actor for Luigi. He really encapsulated the character very well with the nervous tone, and just overall, it feels like Luigi, and it looks like Luigi too. I feel like the designs for most of the characters in the movie are stellar, but then we get into the elephant in the room once again. Mario just does not feel like Mario. Having Chris Pratt as the voice actor was questionable as is, but this has just proven that he is not Mario. He just does his regular voice. Obviously, like I said, it's just for star power, and it's concerning because Mario is going to be one of the main characters in the movie. He's the main character, the titular character, but he doesn't feel like Mario, which is a big problem because everything else in this movie, it has a lot going for it. All the other characters feel on par with what they are in the games, so I don't understand why Mario they did not get his personality or voice right. With the personality, that could be elaborated on more in the movie, but Chris Pratt is just not Mario, and it just sucks that Charles Martinet is not voicing him. But other than that, there was one more thing I noticed in this movie trailer, and that is a lot of references to Donkey Kong. In fact, it feels like this movie will have heavy ties to Donkey Kong throughout the characters and the plot. The first scene we saw was Mario fighting Donkey Kong, and I gotta say, Donkey Kong's new design is actually really good. It doesn't exactly look like the Rareware design from 94. It looks more like the Donkey Kong 94 Donkey Kong. And you know what? I gotta say, if they're going for a more comedic approach with the character, that is great. And I also love Donkey Kong 94. In fact, I will just admit, Donkey Kong's design, I like it, but I kind of like the original Miyamoto design to the point where if they're going for that, I'd be fine with that. But the best part about it is that not only is it referencing Donkey Kong, the arcade game, but it seems to be referencing the Donkey Kong series as a whole. You have not just Donkey Kong, not just Cranky Kong, but if you watch the trailer and go to the Mario Kart section, you will see Funky Kong and Kiddy Kong. Kiddy Kong is a character that hasn't been in a game, unless you count trophies or spirits, since 2005's Donkey Kong Country 3 remake on the Game Boy Advance. So seeing him was a very big surprise, and I was not expecting that at all. But he might just be limited to being in the kart racing section or just cameos, but seeing Kiddy Kong regardless is insane. But I feel like Funky Kong would probably have a more prominent role, and seeing him as a cameo, I love Funky Kong and I love Mario Kart Wii, so obviously I'm a huge fan of that. As cool as these cameos are, I think that it could potentially lead to something even beyond that, and I'm hoping that this means we get the long-awaited new Donkey Kong game. There have been rumors about it for quite some time, and considering that there is going to be a Donkey Kong section at Super Nintendo World, and how prevalent the Donkey Kong series is in this movie, it would only make sense to use that to help market a new game. It's been a very long time since we got a new Donkey Kong game, and I'm hoping that this could mean that we are going to get a new game. And from what we've heard, it's going to be developed by Nintendo EPD, and considering all the Kong family that we've seen from this movie, I am wondering, are they going to implement most of the Kong family into this new game? And if so, that'd be very cool. And with the game itself, I do hope it's 3D because, for one, that is going to be more exciting than a 2D platformer, even though 2D platformers are good. It's just going to be really cool seeing Donkey Kong in a complete next-gen 3D platformer, and I'm really hoping for that. But for now, it's just references in the movie, but regardless, they are super cool. So overall, wrapping up my thoughts on the second trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Movie, I feel like it has a lot going for it in terms of fan service, such as referencing the games with power-ups and locations. I feel like a lot of the characters are very well written and suit their personalities from the games. Although Peach is not seen as a damsel in distress, I do think that's a good thing, because with Peach as a character in the games, oftentimes she's just limited to, "Help, help, Mario save me." But when the games go beyond that, things like the Mario RPGs or Super Princess Peach, it's good to see Peach have some actual character, but I do wish that they just didn't go for the damsel in distress plotline at all, and just came up with something else, because no matter how you slice it, if it's them rescuing Luigi, it's still essentially the same basic story that they've told time and time again, but hopefully there's more beyond that. Really, the only negatives about the movie are my concern about Luigi's role, and just that Mario does not feel like Mario. That is mostly due to the voice, and this is the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but it feels like the Super Times Square mascot and Luigi movie, which is a real shame because if the star character just does not feel like the star character, then that is an issue. But overall, everything is looking pretty good, and I'm excited to see how the movie turns out. So what do you guys think of the second trailer, and overall, what do you think about the Super Mario Bros. Movie? Anyways, let me know in the comments, and as always, keep calm and Dada on.